Did your mother always shove grapefruit down your throat for breakfast? All those lovely, boring, monotonous breakfasts you had, especially in the winter time? Well, I've got something different for you. An Asian grapefruit called a pomelo. And a pomelo is something you can find particularly in festive times in the Chinese markets, Chinese New Year, Mid-Autumn Festival. It's very different from your typical grapefruit, but it is a grapefruit all the same. And how you choose them is they should be green, maybe a little touch of yellow, but not all yellow like ours, okay? Not the Western variety, because that means they'd be too old. You want to weigh them. So feel them in your hand and see how firm they are and how solid, because that is going to dictate how much juice is in there. Now I've cut this a little bit just to make things easier, because you don't cut it in half like a normal grapefruit. You actually peel it open. And you notice it has very thick skin, and it's very fibrous in that regard. And it doesn't look as juicy at first, but it actually is very, very tasty. So you pull it apart like this, and there it breaks. And then what you do is you take these pieces like this, and you can just basically eat the fruit right out of here. It might look dry, but when it's a nice ripe one, all the juice is contained in these little membranes, and it is so tasty. It's not sour like a Western grapefruit. It's actually got a very nice balanced flavor. And a pomelo is something that you can really add to your repertoire of something a little bit different. And it makes a great snack. Just so you know, in Asia, they'll eat this for breakfast, noon, or night, because fruit is something that can be taken after a meal or enjoyed throughout the day, just like here. But it's not something that's regulated to the breakfast table like our old grapefruit. Another exotic fruit that comes from Southeast Asia is the guava. And the guava actually originated in Mexico, Brazil, and other parts of South America, but it's one of the most widely used commercial fruits in the industrial side. It's used in juices, sorbets, ice creams. Pick up any box of tropical fruit, you usually see guava juice that's in it. Guava can also be served sliced on a bread, cheese and bread board, fresh, and of course it can be used in cooking as well. So let's have a look. The guava is a fairly firm, almost apple-like texture on the inside. And the vitamin C content is so compact in this little fruit that one guava is equivalent to about 7 times the daily required intake of vitamin C. So there's a good one for those looking for some fresh vitamin C. And if you're selecting a guava, look for one, this is probably a little bit underdone, look for one that is getting a little bit yellow. You'll also have different varieties, South American ones that are pink, and Australian. This one happens to be a white fleshed on the inside, firmer. But a guava is another lovely fruit to go for. If you're looking for other optional fruits to use, sapodilla, another fruit that is popular now in Thailand, another good source of vitamin C. And there's also the Langsat. The Langsat, not so much for the vitamin C, but here's another neat fruit that has a smoky quality to it. And it also has a sweet and sour kind of a flavor. So when you're looking for something different, go down to the Asian markets and look for some of the different Asian tropical fruit and give it a try. Ask the vendor if you don't know about it and experiment a little bit. Spice up your life. Enjoy some Asian tropical fruit. For Shaw TV, I'm Spicy Steve.
For recipes and information on cooking classes, visit spicysteve.com.